Something critical is happening in next 24 hours that requires you to be more discerning than usual about who you engage with and what information you receive. And your phone, the device you reflexively check, the portal through which most communication flows, is specifically the channel through which disruption or manipulation or unwanted contact is most likely to arrive. This isn't paranoia. This is strategic awareness during window of heightened vulnerability. Last day doesn't mean last day of your life. It means last day of pattern, last day of cycle, last day before major shift that changes everything about how certain dynamics operate. And in these transition moments, in these threshold spaces between what was and what's becoming, people and situations and energies that have been lurking tend to make their moves. Let me describe what be careful and stay away from your phone actually means in practical terms. It means someone who shouldn't have access to you is likely to reach out today specifically. Ex who's been silent, person you've been avoiding, someone whose energy drains you, someone who wants something from you that you don't want to give. They're going to call or text or message through social media. And if you respond reflexively the way you usually respond to notifications, you're going to get pulled into conversation or situation you'll regret engaging with. Or it means information is going to come through your phone that's designed to manipulate your emotions or decisions. News that's calculated to upset you. Message that's meant to create doubt or jealousy or fear, or content that's targeting your specific vulnerabilities because someone who knows you understands exactly what will trigger response they want. Your phone is a weapon today in hands of people who don't have your best interests as priority. Or it means distraction is going to present itself through constant notifications, urgent seeming communications, manufactured crises that demand immediate attention. And if you give that attention, you're going to miss something important happening in physical world around you, or you're going to drain energy you need for actual significant events today. The phone becomes a tension vacuum that prevents you from being present to what matters. Some people think stay away from phone is impossible in modern life, but it's not impossible, it's just uncomfortable. You can put phone on airplane mode, you can leave it in other room, you can set boundaries around when and how you check it. And today, specifically, those boundaries might protect you from situation you'd otherwise walk straight into. Let's pause here. This reflection invites you to consider who in your life would most likely contact you today that you should not engage with. Maybe ex who has pattern of reaching out when they're lonely or when they sense you're moving on. Maybe family member who creates drama and expects you to manage it. Maybe friend who only contacts when they need something. Or maybe person you're currently involved with who you know isn't good for you but who you haven't fully cut off yet. Person whose calls you answer even though you know conversation will leave you drained or confused or pulled back into dynamic you're trying to exit. Or maybe professional contact who pressures you into commitments you don't want. Boss who doesn't respect boundaries. Client who demands more than you agreed to provide. Colleague who creates urgency around things that aren't actually urgent. Today, specifically, these people are likely to activate, and your phone is how they'll reach you. This reflection invites you to consider what message or call could arrive today that would derail your peace if you engaged with it. There's something specific about this may be the last day that needs unpacking, because the stakes language isn't meant to create panic. It's meant to create awareness that today marks end of something and beginning of something else. And transitions are vulnerable moments. Last day of tolerance. Last day you allow certain people access to you. Last day you accept treatment that doesn't serve you. Last day you prioritize others' needs over your own well-being. Tomorrow, metaphorically, you're a different person with different boundaries. But today, old patterns still have access. Old dynamics can still pull you back in. Old versions of yourself that you're trying to outgrow can still be activated if right triggers arrive through right channels. Your phone is primary channel for those triggers. Or last day of situation. Something is ending, whether you're actively ending it or whether circumstances are forcing conclusion. Relationship, job, living situation, phase of life. And when things are ending, people involved often make last-ditch attempts to change outcome or to damage you on way out or to secure something they want before window closes. Those attempts are coming through your phone today. Or last day before revelation. Something is about to be exposed. Truth you've been suspecting. Information you've been missing. Reality behind facade you've been accepting. And before that exposure happens, people who benefit from you not knowing might try to preemptively contact you, to shape narrative, to gaslight you, to make you doubt what you're about to discover. Stay away from phone means don't let them get ahead of truth with their version of story. This reflection invites you to consider what's ending in your life right now that might trigger desperate or manipulative contact from people losing access or control. Let me describe what careful actually means beyond just avoiding phone, because carefulness is broader strategy than just device management. Careful means being selective about who gets your energy today, not just through phone, but through any channel, in person, through email, through showing up to obligations you could skip. Today is day to conserve, to protect, to create buffer between you and anything or anyone that depletes. Careful means questioning information you receive instead of accepting it at face value. If someone tells you something urgent happened, verify before responding. If someone creates crisis that requires your immediate involvement, pause and assess whether crisis is real or manufactured. People manipulate through creating false urgency. Today specifically, assume urgency is performance until proven otherwise. Careful means being aware of your emotional state and protecting it from hijacking. If you're feeling good, stable, clear, maintain that by not engaging with people or content that would disturb it. If you're already feeling fragile, vulnerable, uncertain, protect that by not exposing yourself to additional triggers. Your emotional state is asset. Guard it accordingly. Careful means trusting your instincts when something feels off. If notification makes your stomach drop, don't open it yet. If call from specific person creates immediate dread, don't answer. If invitation to engage somewhere creates resistance, honor that resistance. Your body knows before your mind catches up. Today especially, listen to body. This reflection invites you to consider, what does your instinct tell you to avoid or protect yourself from today? There's something about why phone specifically is danger zone, that's worth examining, because phones are designed to be addictive, to demand attention, to create sense that everything coming through them is urgent and important. But most of what comes through phone is neither urgent nor important. It's just designed to feel that way, so you stay engaged. Today, that design works against you because people who want to reach you, manipulate you, extract from you, know you're conditioned to respond to phone. They know notification triggers, almost automatic checking. They know you'll probably answer call even if you don't want to talk to them. They're counting on your phone addiction to give them access they wouldn't get if you were thinking clearly. Staying away from phone isn't punishment, it's power move. It's reclaiming autonomy from device and from people who use device to reach you when they shouldn't have access. It's saying, today I'm present to my actual life, not to digital simulation of life that happens through screen. And it's protection from yourself, from your own tendency to reach out to people you shouldn't contact, to check on things you shouldn't be checking on, to engage with content that makes you feel worse rather than better. Phone facilitates your self-destructive impulses as much as it facilitates others' manipulation. Today, protect yourself from both. This reflection invites you to consider, what self-destructive thing might you do through your phone today if you have unrestricted access to it? Let me address what you should do instead of being on phone, because just saying stay away without offering alternative creates vacuum that's hard to maintain. First, be present to physical environment. Notice what's actually around you. People who are physically present, tasks that need attention, experiences available in real world instead of digital one. Phone creates illusion that what's happening elsewhere is more important than what's happening where you are. Today, flip that. What's here matters most. Second, do things that don't require screen. Read physical book. Have face-to-face conversation. Go outside. Move your body. Create something with your hands. Engage senses that phone-based life neglects. Analog activities ground you in ways digital activities can't. Third, use time you'd normally spend on phone to think, process. Reflect on what's actually happening in your life without constant input of other people's opinions, content, demands. Your own thoughts are valuable, and you rarely give yourself space to hear them. Today, create that space. Fourth, if you must use phone for legitimate, necessary reasons, do it intentionally rather than reactively. Decide specific time you'll check it. Decide what you'll respond to and what you'll ignore. Decide how long you'll engage before putting it away again. Intentional use prevents phone from controlling you. This reflection invites you to consider, what would you do with hours you normally spend on phone if you chose to be screen-free today? There's something about what happens after today that makes protecting today specifically so important. Tomorrow, literally or metaphorically, new chapter begins, new pattern establishes, new version of you emerges, and that new version requires clean break from old patterns. But clean breaks are hard when old patterns have access to you during transition, when people from old chapter can still reach you and pull you back in, when habits from previous version of yourself can still activate. Today is buffer day. day between what was and what's becoming. And how you handle this buffer determines whether transition is clean or whether you drag old dysfunction into new phase. Stay away from phone today equals don't let old phase contaminate new one through last minute contact that pulls you back into patterns you're trying to escape. Tomorrow you can reassess. Tomorrow you can decide who gets access to you going forward. Tomorrow you can engage from stronger, more boundaried position. But today, protect the transition by creating space from anything that would interfere with it. You remain in complete control of whether you heed this warning or dismiss it. You can protect yourself or expose yourself. You can be strategic or reactive. You can honor instinct or override it with, I'm sure it's fine. The power is yours. It always has been. You may notice reading this has created sense of unease or heightened awareness. Maybe recognition that yes, someone might reach out who you shouldn't engage with. Maybe concern about what you might miss if you stay off phone. Maybe resistance to idea of being disconnected even briefly. Whatever you're feeling, honor it. Take what resonates. Softly release the rest. Trust yourself. Before we close, I want to ask you something. Could you actually stay away from your phone for most of today? Or would that feel impossible? Be honest in the comments. And this, who would most likely contact you today that you know you shouldn't engage with? This may be the last day. Please be careful and stay away from your phone. Because something is ending and something is beginning, and the threshold between those states is vulnerable space, where old patterns make final attempts to maintain